Welcome, yoga friend. We'll get started and we're going to root down and expand upward today. Just finding that rounding sense through the base of every pose and finding that fluidity above to reach way up to the stars. And let's take the hands to the thighs, wherever we're sitting. Feel yourself in your yoga sanctuary. Inhale and exhale. Feel the natural breath. Elongate the breath. You can close the eyes so we can notice the subtle movements of the body as we sit. We can sit in a chair. We can sit on the floor, kneeling or cross-legged. But either way, let's just feel that energy of the base of the root system that you might have for your own body, just to keep yourself nice and steady and stable. And then also notice the subtle movements of the rising up part of the body. So the spine and neck and shoulders and head, just kind of noticing that subtle movement, like when a tree sways in a breeze. Feeling your breath. That natural breath, almost like a breeze in itself, to calm the system. Bringing alignment to our state of mind, our state of the body, and state of the spirit. They're often kind of going off in different directions, but let's just take that breath as our common current to unite them. Inhale and exhale, feeling shoulders drop away from the ears. And just with your own self-knowledge, proprioception, use those ears, match them up with the shoulders. And then as we slide those shoulder blades down the back, we become aware of our ribs, expanding and releasing. And then as we travel down past our lumbar curve in the low back, past our abdominal stability, we've got down to the pelvis, feeling the roots of our sits bone, identifying and just marking out that seat. And through the sits bones, if you can feel some roots down into the earth. Connect to a place that has your name on it. Draw that energy up, then out through up to the sky. Rooting and rising, all together, this subtle movement, how we support our skeleton, elongate the breath. Another 3 breaths here. See if you can make that sound of a breeze through a breath. Inhale. And opening up the back of the throat. Make that breeze sound as you exhale. Shifting up the winds of the body. So we have the upward and the outward. Use the breath to navigate and influence those directions. Before we open our eyes to move around, if you can bring into your mind's eye a tree that you just adore, that kind of tree, an olive tree, redwood, alder, whatever or maybe jacaranda, all the different kinds of trees. Just identify one and bring that image into your mind's eye. And then with that last little exhale, and that image in our mind, we'll open our eyes. Take the hands to the ribs and just feel the breath in your hands. expansion through that inhale. Exhale. Drawing towards the center of the center, just like the rings on a tree. Our torso. And as you exhale, the end of the exhale, tuck the low ribs back towards the back body. Feel those abdominals engage. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, let the arms rise up, floating on up, just like lightweight, like our branches of a tree, graceful. Inhale, exhale the shoulders away from the ears and feel as if you had a ball in your hands. Just reach that beautiful ball of positive energy, feeding your system with light, oxygen, fluidity, water, everything a tree might need that we need as well. Let's begin to sway in the breeze. So this is where we identify that root system. Identify what your root system is right now. If you're lying down, swaying there, side to side. If we're sitting, feeling that elongation of the side body. Come back up, reaching on up to the sky, and then bring those arms down to cactus as we feel that width. So these are branches out there. Let's take it to the leaves. So our fingertips, let's spread those fingertips and fingers. So we're allowing space there. Vitality through the palms. Exhale, feel the center and drop those arms down. Laundry on the line. Feeling the rotation in the elbows and back on up. Float up, elbows behind you, pinkies up. Bring the palms forward and drop it down. We'll repeat with our breath. Again, another rotation. Palms forward, drop it down. And feel the head nice and tall and the length of the neck increasing as we breathe. Then come back to cactus arms, thumbs behind you. Inhale, expand that inhale to the elbows so we feel wider. Inhale, exhale, drawing the arms together. Travel with your exhale, pressing the arms together, the forearms, the elbows, the pinkies. Feel that strength. So you're going to feel that traveling up your arm. Inhale, lift the elbows up till you've reached your intuition tells you to open up those arms like a curtain back to our cactus and then close again through an exhale. Press together, inhale up. And then as we part here, we're going to bring the elbows to the ribs. So we feel that expansion across the collarbones even more with the palms up, as if you're holding platters of your favorite beverage. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring the arms together, just like we were up above, but bringing those forearms together. One more rotation here, lifting up to the sky. And then bringing the hands behind the head. So we're just clasping the fingers behind the head, cradling the back of your skull just to the back, and press the hands into the skull, skull into the hands. So we feel that nice supportive pressure as you let go. You feel a little bit more length in the spine. So inhale, let's grow tall. Exhale, let's bring the elbows together as we curl the navel towards the spine. And we don't have to bring them all the way together, just at your limit. And then open up, supporting the back of the skull as you look up. So we're supporting the neck here. And exhale, curling the navel towards the spine, kind of taking a cat pose here in the seat. Again, just repeating, if you want to be on a chair, that's absolutely fine. Bringing those elbows together. And let's bring our hands in front of the chest. Bring the fingers together. So we have those blades of our elbows. Inhale. Exhale, keep that root strong as you take the elbows behind you, bringing the shoulder blades closer together. And as you do this, instead of using the force from that exterior, bring it from the interior of, so those muscles on the back, use those muscles to propel this movement. So we're exercising those rhomboids and not having it come from exterior, but a really deep movement from the center of our trunk. And when you're ready, take those arms out to T. Yes, feel that length. Open up the palms to the forward position and take the hands behind you. Notice the heart stays open. We'll be root through the pelvis. Exhale, right arm on top of left, curl in again as you hug yourself. Bringing the head down, just release. And then inhale, back open. Exhale, left on top of right. Give yourself that hug. And then coming back to our vertical, wrap yourself around that center. Take the fingertips to the floor and find that root again. Let's establish that root system. Inhale. Send that energy, mind's eye, to the root, to the sits bones, to the what's below the sits bones, even all the way into the through the floor and through the soil into the earth. Beautiful. Bring that energy back on up and look over your right shoulder, pressing through your fingertips. As we glide through this neck movement, take it through center over to the other side. And one more time, right and left, taking note of where you're at. Inhale, look up at the sky, pressing through both sides of the fingertips, right and left. Keep the shoulders tall while you bring the chin to the heart. Feel the length in the back of the neck. Release with your exhale. Allow whatever flurry of the mind to release to the breeze. Inhale. Back up to vertical. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Pressing through the opposite hand. Lengthen, elongate that left side. Taking the right hand to the right ear. Let's keep that same elongation as we lift the head up and to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. Maybe you even feel the jaw loosen here as we elongate the right side, pressing through the right fingertips. And take your left hand, left ear. Yes, keep it tall. Look to the left and right, just kind of recalibrating, noticing the difference. Look up and down. So nice. Let's take a little isometric neck energy here. Take two fingertips to the chin. Press the chin into the fingers into the chin. And release. Take right hand to right cheek. Press hand and cheek into hand. And release. Inhale and exhale. Take the left hand to the left cheek. And press the cheek softly into the hand into the cheek. And let's just take those hands again to the back of the head, pressing that energy back. And release the hands behind you. Let's clasp the fingertips. So we've got our upper body rotation here, nice and big capacity for our breath. Inhale, exhale. Nice. Beautiful. Let's take ourselves to the all cat cow or pre-cat cow, the tabletop. And if you want to be on your back for this, for any if your knees are bothering you, you can just go onto an upside down tabletop. We could take it all upside down. Great. And in fact, a lot of the movements that we're going to do from tabletop, you can do them on your back, just doing like even an upside down lunge, lengthening when we do downward dog. And I'll show that to you when we get to the lunge. But if you want to join me in tabletop, let's do our familiar cushioning of those shins. So our roots here, what are they? The shins, not the knees, the shins and the tops of the feet. As we find that framework, right? Build the frame nice and strong. Take the hands and into fists if you need to. Take a block and place your forearms on the block, hands together. If you want to lift and you don't want to place the pressure on the wrists, there we go, the modify model. Okay, if you're with me in our tabletop, we're going to inhale, exhale. Let's fortify this framework by inhaling into the base of the pelvis, exhaling, and drawing the navel towards the spine, back of the ribs, just slightly up towards the sky. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. So we've got a strong frame. Let's inhale and exhale again, reestablishing that frame. Roots of the hands, roots of the shins. And then kind of try to draw it all together energetically into a center. Hands and the shins, or other surfaces that you're rooting down through. Let's slide the right leg to a straight position, curl the toes under. If you're on the back, just lengthen in one leg and bend the other. And we can slide back and forth here, feeling that hamstring open. Inhale, lengthen the right side. Exhale, draw the right knee back. And find the frame again through a breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's lengthen the left leg, keeping that framework nice and steady, keeping the root system there, even as we get into some movement. The breeze is blowing, the tree moves. You can still feel the steadiness. Nice. Let's bring the knee back. So we find the framework again. Beautiful. Here we'll take this slide back to child's pose, hips to heels. If you want to take it to puppy, that's fine. And we're going to take our knees a little, the thighs more 90 degrees to the floor if you're more comfortable with that. Or slide to child's pose, take a still moment. If you're on your back, hug those knees to the chest. That beautiful image is going to come back of your favorite tree. Favorite kind of tree with blossoms or leaves, or maybe a winter tree, evergreen. Find that gorgeous image. And then curling back up. We're going to take a lunge here from here, but just for a moment, I'm going to show it to you on my back so you can see that modification. Feel free to take a chill moment here while I show this. If you're not wanting to do the lunge from the shins, you could actually straighten out one leg and bring the other into a half happy baby on your back. That's a nice pressure-free way to do this, unless you want to build some warmth and you're going to join me in that lunge position. So that's just an alternative I wanted to show. We're coming on back to the other orientation. And from our tabletop, inhale and exhale. Let's draw that right knee forward towards the top of the mat. You can even use your hand on that right ankle and bring it forward. So we're in a nice squared off low lunge here. And we're finding that root through the right foot and the back shin. Fingertips come to the floor and they pull back towards the back of the mat. Lengthen the back into a flat position. And from here, you can just feel that lengthening of the spine as you inhale and exhale. Lengthening and finding space. And take the hands to the front thigh and come on up. Reaching the arms up to the sky. Again, that back energy of the root is through the shin and the top of the foot. If you press through the top of the foot, you'll lift that pressure off of the knee and the joints, and we can lift up a little higher, Oh, find that length on the left side and sweep the arms down. And we'll come around the foot very carefully. We're going to take our roots of the hands back down and draw that right knee back. You can take the hips to the heels anytime and just reach the arms out to child's pose here in between poses. Inhale and exhale. Hear the breeze of your breath, then come on back up, finding that strong framework. Inhale, exhale with that strong centered energy. Let's draw that left knee forward, helping that left foot on up to our lunge, squared hips, even here. We want to take a nice even geometry here with the body, pressing through the feet, the front foot, feeling the roots there, the back shin, the back foot, and take the fingertips again to the floor. Pulling back, you can feel more space in the spine already. I've got a little foot cramp there. I'm just patting it out. And we'll take our hand to the front thigh, rooting through our right shin and dropping the tailbone. We can feel as we lift the arms up, float them up, length on our right side. Building ourselves for higher, for tree. And sweep down around that foot. We find our hands there again. Inhale. Exhale, drawing back to tabletop. So we're going to take ourselves to down dog. If you're on the recline, just reach out and lengthen your entire body, arms next to ears, and reaching the legs. Curl the toes under behind you if you're on up with the down dog situation, and bring the thighs to the ribs, keeping the knees bent. So we're going to lighten off of those wrists or the forearms if you're on there by inhaling and just lengthening, feeling that lightness of the spine in that diagonal, and releasing the neck and the face and any tension. Pedal the feet and pedal it out so you feel the length of your hamstrings. If there's any strain, just keep those both knees bent. Inhale into the back body and feel some buoyancy here. If you can, walk the feet towards the very center of the mat and walk the hands to the feet from there. So we find ourselves centered in the mat with the knees behind the toes, the head hanging down. And we're going to give that nice oxygenation to the head and traction for our neck. Shaking the head yes and no. Great. It's taking the fingertips to the floor into a flat back, really feeling through the fingertips and the feet, that strength. And take the hands to the thigh crease. Fold up, keeping that length in the spine. Fold up from here into a diagonal, hands to the thighs. So you feel a grounding sense, a rooting with your hands on the thighs, right? Even though we're taking that chair pose, come on up. And here again, if we want to make this easier, you can do using a chair to help you up. You can always do that. Have one nearby. And if you are really feeling super chill today, you can lie down in a reclined tree. So that's where we're going. Just some modifications. Let me move this blanket out of the way as we stand and find the center of our mat. Yes, center. There we go. Just like the center of that tree. Let's take our mountain pose. Inhale. As we inhale, allow the arms to float out next to you. Just feeling that echoing the expansion of your breath. And then draw them back to the outside of the thighs. Press in. And then again, 2 more breaths like this. Just feel that expansion. Inhale. Exhale. And again. Beautiful. Let's take the feet and make sure they're hip width apart. Find the roots there. Slightly bend the knees so we feel that energy through all of the surface of the foot. As you exhale, drawing those legs together energetically. Beautiful. Strong mountain pose before we flow through tree, right? So inhale up to prayer position, just using the roots of your feet first, taking that prayer position past the third eye, down to the heart. Beautiful. Let's inhale. Let's take our weight to the left foot and lift the right foot off the floor in a right angle. Hold the back of the thigh and just find that balance here. Build the tower on the left nice and strong. And then just holding there. We're going to point that right foot out. Actually, I'll show this from the side. Point and draw that back. We're going to come to a balancing stick before we come into tree. So draw that right foot back and see if you can take the hands to the hips and just feel that hinging at the hips as you draw back. Take a moment here, just curling those toes under on the right in the back to feel that hinge and to guide that tailbone so you're slightly tucking the pelvis and engaging those abdominals. The hands will be your guide here to keep that left leg nice and strong. Now lift the arms next to the ears. And if you want to let go of that right foot, you can. Or if you want to just stay and ground yourself here. Feel that 360-degree breath. And bring it back to the center, center, center. And then sweep the hands back to the hips. Come into mountain. And we're going to take the weight now onto the right side, where we're going to take tree pose. So let's curl the toes under, keeping the hands on the hips, guiding that framework. Before we play with the fluidity, we're going to find a comfortable place for that left foot. And slide it up the inside of the right foot, right leg, sorry. And wherever that's comfortable, even if it's just kickstanded, let's take the arms up as if we had that beautiful ball of energy above us, everything we need, warmth from the sun, fluid, water, everything we need. And we might falter. So let's bring our prayer position down to the heart. Rooted tree. Inhale. And exhale. And we're going to take ourselves back to mountain. Inhale and exhale. Let's hug that left knee towards us, lifting, taking the weight into the right, and holding the back of the thigh just to find that balance with our breath. Squaring off the hips. And then letting go, release the arms out as you point the left toes forward and then slide it back to a balancing stick. Hands to the hips. Feel the engagement of your low abdominals. Feel the engagement of your breath. And hinge forward. Keep it on a tiptoe on the left foot if you'd like. Or lift off and arms next to ears. See if you can get the back of those ribs active in the breath. And the sides. Fly a little bit. And then take the hands to the hips and we'll shift the weight so we can take that pressure off the right. Kickstand the right foot next to the left. Hands to the hips. Use the breath to draw yourself to that stability. And take that right foot on up to a comfortable place. Nice. Let's inhale, arms up to the sky. And feel that breeze. Maybe faltering a bit on purpose. Yes. And then finding center with the prayer position. And drawing into the center through the third eye. And down to the heart. And then bringing yourself back to mountain. Bend and straighten the knees. We're going to come to the right side now with the tree pose. So take that kickstand. We're just going to start with the kickstand because I don't want to go higher if this is uncomfortable for your balance. Take the hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra, keeping that kickstand. Close one eye. And see if you can use your breath to wrap it around the center, even with this proprioception challenge here. And then close the left eye. And that really changes that subtle movement. And keep both eyes open for a moment. And then close both eyes if you can. Make sure you have something nearby if that's too challenging. Just close them for a second and see what that feels like. Blink. And if you really want a challenge, you can close them. Let's really press those hands into the center, lining things up. And exhale, shake the leg out, try it on the other side. Kickstand right foot to the left shin. Building that tower nice and strong, prayer position. Close one eye. Close the other. And then eyes back open, inhale. Exhale. And now see if you can try closing both eyes for a moment. Blink. And if you want to keep them closed, that's the challenge. So we can use that exhale and just find the inner ring of the tree. Proprioception on our side. Beautiful. Take the hands down, back to mountain. Oh, so nice. Take yourself to the base of your mat. And before we go down, we'll take some nice elongating side bends. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Take the right hand to the left wrist and lean on over to the right. Feel the left foot rooting. This is a tree in a really strong storm. And then come on back up, taking the left hand to the right. Lean over, remaining stable through the legs as we imagine the winds on the tree. Come on back up, and let's sweep the arms behind you. Take the hands to the low back, elbows behind you. Let's just get a little more space here in the low back decompression. Taking the hands to the low back, feel that warmth of your hands, pressing the fingertips down towards the heels. And then use that heart vision to look up at the sky. Nice. Finding center again. We're going to sweep the arms up to the ears. With this sense of length in the spine, we're going to sit back in chair pose. And if you have a chair, you can always sit in the chair. Inhale, exhale, sit back. Squeeze an imaginary block between the thighs. Or take that modification with a chair if you need to, just finding the root through the sits bones, even in this imaginary chair. The roots of the feet. And the rooting quality of our breath as we inhale and as we exhale. Sweep the arms out, wingspan, bend at the waist, and allow the head to drop down into a forward bend. And if you happen to take that chair, physical chair, you can just drape that spine over and feel that energy there. Beautiful. Let's walk the hands out to a downward dog or all fours if that works better for you. Find the breath here. This is more like not a tree pose, down dog, but it kind of has that quality of these branches reaching out, feet, the legs, the arms, the hands. And yet let's draw it to that apex, to the center. And let's bring the knees down. As we take the shins back just slightly, you can grab that cushion. We're just going to do a knee plank here to bring some awareness of that, of our strength in the arms, our limbs, right? Just like the limbs on a tree. Let's bring ourselves forward, hips forward, hands or fists on the mat. Again, no force. If this is not within your practice, that's fine. Taking the shins, really feel that grounding energy back there. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Let's lift the back of the ribs up a little bit higher so we feel the engagement of the abdominals, long spine, long neck. Inhale, exhale. And slide back to child's or puppy. Forehead down. Ease with yourself, ease with the mind. Ease on the body. Exhale completely. And from here, we can simply roll onto the side, onward towards our recline position. Nice job with those trees. Could feel the forest. And take the blanket over to the side. We're going to bridge up, taking our hands to the back of the fingertips to the back of the heels. Inhale, exhale, feel the shoulders dropping away from the center. Let's find the root of this pose through the feet, through the arms, through the shoulders, back of the shoulders, through the back of the head. And the third eye, bringing that gorgeous tree to our mind's eye. Inhale, exhale. Let's press that navel towards the floor so we feel that curling up of the pubic bone towards the sky. And then release. And then press down again, lifting the hips up a little bit, inch off the floor, and then back. Find the root and lift from there. Lift up, just keep building a little bit higher. And take yourself to the height of the bridge that you want to build today. As you inhaled, feel that lift of the navel. As you exhale, bring it down to the floor. You can just do those soft pelvic tilts or lift up into a bridge, pressing the entire length of your arms. Whole body pose here. And from here, we'll find our sacrum down on the mat. Inhale, exhale. Let's build that as if we were a reclined tree, still with its root, still with that center of the rings in the center. Exhale. Find that steadiness and lift your right foot off the floor and down again. And find the steadiness in the breath, lifting the left foot off the floor and then down again. Establish the root, establish the center, and lift the right foot off the floor. And the left. And if there's strain in the low back, if you feel that the low back is picking this up, take a moment, take the feet on the floor, inhale, exhale, find the front of the body to support you. The full trunk supporting the structure. And lifting the left foot and then the right. We'll lift the arms up to the sky as well, drawing the shoulders down towards the floor so we feel that plug in, and then the wrist is going to match the corresponding foot. Just lifting as if you're a puppet on a string. Breath matches movement. And then take the hands to the thighs, press the feet into the floor, inhale, exhale. Let's press down towards the base of the mat, decompression through the low back here, elongation, that's what we're about, and release. Nice. So we strengthen that deep stability through our breath, through the movement. From here, let's take a little stretch for the glutes, taking the right leg over the left. So just feel that cross-legged position and just rock out a little bit here. Side to side, just an inch or two either direction. And then from here, the legs crossed, we're going to step through that left foot nice and strong and change us into a figure four. So sliding along the side of the right shin, coming up to a figure four. And from here, we're finding that shape. Our sacrum's on the floor. So that's a root system there through the sacrum. The back of the ribs, another rooting system. The back of the skull. And our left foot. So from that stability, inhale and exhale, and you can maybe rock it out an inch or two side to side with your left leg. So we feel stable and connected, but we can allow a little hint of movement and fluidity in that right hip. So if it's within your practice, you want to come to stillness and grab the left thigh and bring it towards you, by all means do that. I'm not going to do that. My injury is just not into it. So using that self-compassion, I will not do it, but bring that left knee towards you if you'd like, holding the back of the thigh. Feeling both feet super active in this movement. Pressing against imaginary surface. Inhale and exhale. And then coming back with the foot on the floor. If you've done that, take the hand around the back of the right thigh, bring the foot down, bring the knees together, the feet wide apart for a moment in easy pose, arms on the floor. Inhale, exhale, and then take the feet to hip width apart. Cross the left leg over the right. And then just rock it out here, nice and soft. Side to side. Give a little hint, those hips to release. And then come to that stillness, sliding the left side of the left shin on the right thigh. Come to figure four. Establish those stable points and then rock side to side. And if you want to bring that right thigh towards you, holding, cradling the back of the thigh, that's fine, or just stay like this. You can still get a good opener for those glutes and our hip. And then hold the back of the left thigh. If you have your foot to the floor on the right side, unwind. Let's grab for our strap. Great. Before we go on up into hamstring opener, let's take the strap around the thighs, bringing the knees together and the feet together. We're going to do more rocking out here, holding the reins of the strap on either side, right and left, and use the arms and the hands to rock the knees side to side. Releasing the low back. Any tension we had with those strengtheners, just let it go. Nice. And now undo the strap from underneath the thighs. Inhale the right knee towards you and lasso the right ball of the foot lifted up to the sky or diagonally to the sky, whatever direction. Oof. Let's press through the ball of the foot into the strap. Just feeling that. Let's elongate the back of the leg. Inhale, exhale. Just feeling that sensation dropping into the right thigh. Taking both hands, both sides of the strap in the left hand, take your right hand and just see if you can press into that right hip towards the floor. Sense of grounding through your hand into the right hip. And with that hand there holding it steady and rooted, let's take the left heel over towards, let's start over. I'll take the right heel over towards the left hip as we hold on to the right hip with the right hand. Hold it here. Inhale back, find the center through the exhale, and we'll take our leg out, holding onto the strap out towards the right. You can open up as much as you'd like. I'm going to go a little mellow with this. Pressing through the ball of the foot. You can even lengthen out your left leg if you like to. Press through that left foot. Imagine you're that reclined tree. You're holding steady into the center. Maybe that branch is finding its way out there, exploring. But it's all connected to the center. Let's bend that left knee again if you've got the foot out. Foot to the floor. Let's find ourselves timber over to the left side. Right foot comes down to the floor and we take it in the left hand with the strap, bending the left knee so that we got a right angle on that left leg. Hold it, that strap in the left hand, right hand to the heart, elbow to the sky, keeping our pelvis, the side of that pelvis rooted 90 degrees to the floor. Let's gaze on up with our heart and our eyes up to the sky, to that nourishing light above us. Open up to a twist. Feeling what's beneath us and what's above, what's around us. You can even do a little quad stretch if you want to grab your left leg, left foot. Keep the connection though, the whole time through the breath. Keep the connection in the outer limbs. So we press through those, ball the right foot. And then your gaze can drift over towards the right. Release the breath and sweep the right arm over towards the left and then back on up onto the back. Let's take another lengthening moment to the back of the leg. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee. Woo, bring it towards the face and allow the right foot to go down to the floor. Wow. Let's take those legs long. Close the eyes. Feel the right and feel left. Even out those limbs. Take both feet to the floor. Strap in hand, left knee towards the face to exhale. Inhale, find the ball of the foot and your favorite angle or the hamstring on the left. Dropping into that left hip. Let's take the strap into the right hand, both sides, and press down towards the floor on your hand. So your left hand is on your left thigh, and you're just going to press down towards the floor, towards the hip. Finding a root there. Adjusting the angle as you need. Yes, keeping that rooted hand on the left. Let's take the left heel towards the right hip. Find the sound of your breath. And then back to center. Still finding that right foot on the floor, nice and solid. And the sacrum, let's take it out to the left as far as you'd like. If you want to straighten out your right leg to root through that foot, flexed right foot, you can do that. Oof. Breathe that length into the left leg. Bend the right knee, foot on the floor, and come back to that neutral height. And then timber, we're going to go to the other side. So left foot's going to come down, pressing through the right foot. I'll switch it up so you can see me. Hold on to the strap with the right hand. And our right knee is going to take that right angle. Great. So take the left hand to the heart, elbow to the sky, root through that right hip. So we feel just feeling energetically the root. You don't have to press, just feel it there. And elbow to the sky. Let's turn this to a twist. Surrender here as if you were that tree on the forest floor. If you want to add a quad stretch for the right foot, it's an option. Looking over towards the left, soft gaze. Enjoying this coiling around our center. So that energetic center, the twist, does a kind of ribbon coiling around it. That's what's so cool about twists, is that that center is always there. And then sweep your left arm up Left fingertips meet the right. And we can roll onto the back. Sacrum finds that floor again. Woo. Enjoy this lengthening again on the left and bend the left knee. Foot to the floor. Take our lovely strap to the side. Thank you, strap, for lengthening those legs. Okay, let's take the feet to the mat and our fists to the side of the mat. More elongation here. Pull down towards your feet with the mat, and the skin of your back will slide down a little more millimeter in the spine. From here, we'll take the palms up to the sky. Right arm out, left arm out. As you reach, though, feel that sense of support beneath your arms. Got the earth beneath us. This will allow the shoulders to release, broadening the collarbones. Heart expands. Exhale. Before we straighten that right leg, let's feel that core energy. Strengthen and lengthen. Right leg out. Inhale, exhale, strengthen, and then lengthen the left leg out. Give ourselves time to support our movement with that deep core. Inhale, exhale, release the feet out to the side. Hips rotate out. Then we can travel back to our third eye, closing the eyes, elongating the breath. Inhale and exhale. Taking our visualization to that forest of your favorite trees or an orchard. Visualize the colors, the movement, whatever you see. Perhaps there's a scent to the tree that you can imagine. The sound of the tree. Perhaps there's life in the tree, that's birds or something that it supports. And the feeling of being near a tree. Bring to mind what that feeling is for you when you're admiring something so beautiful and strong. See if we can absorb that tree energy, ability to root and to rise and expand and bend and sway and adapt. Grown from a small seed, something so strong. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen your breath and allow the fingers and the toes to wiggle. Bend the elbows and the knees. Ease yourself onto your right side. And bring yourself up to seated. Sitting nice and tall, hands at the heart, Anjali Mudra. So lovely to have this practice with you today. Thank you. Namaste.